Welcome back to the second half of Newsbreak Live, and joining me is Carol Fisher, who's a real estate agent right here in the South Bay, who recently spearheaded a campaign to help veterans in the South Bay find housing. Carol, how are you?
Great. Thanks, Hiba, for having me.
And this is such a great initiative and campaign that's just kicking off. First of all, tell me about yourself and your connection with veterans and the initiative you're spearheading.
Sure. Well, I've been a Torrance resident for 20 years, had a couple of businesses in Torrance, and recently I decided to get back into real estate, and I attended a workshop on the VA loans process back in January, and I was shocked to discover that 78% of the veterans own their home, but only 62% do not take advantage of the VA loan process. And so I was shocked, saddened, and thought, boy, we just really need to do something to better educate them on this process.
So tell me what's happening this weekend. And you know veterans, you have brothers who are veterans, so I'm sure this initiative hits close to home as well.
Yes. So this Saturday we're launching a workshop for veterans and their spouse and families in Torrance, and we're going to really just spend some time educating them on the process, talking to them about the benefits that they are entitled to, how do they go through the process. I have a sponsor who's helping me from Wells Fargo that will be joining us, and he's going to help them get their eligibility in place. So we have a lot of activities. It'll be 2 hours of great information that will really help them achieve the American dream. That's our purpose.
And there are a lot of veterans that don't have housing and don't have homes, and there are myths out there that you mentioned to me that stop veterans from taking advantage of resources. So let's talk about those myths.
Sure. So I think the number one myth is that you can only use your entitlement one time, when actually you can use it as many times as you are eligible to use it. So for instance, you had mentioned my brothers, and I actually have 4 brothers who served.
Wow.
And I thank them for serving our country. 3 of them, once I found out the statistics, I was shocked. So I made a phone call to each of my brothers. My first brother said he had never used the benefit, and I said, why is that? And he said, I didn't need to. And I thought, why? What do you mean you didn't need to? And he said, well, actually, my mother-in-law gave us the money for our down payment for our first home. And I said, you could have taken that money, because as a benefit of the VA loan process, there's no money down. So he could have taken that money and invested it in another business or another property, and he could have still had his home. And it was a $90,000 investment that he could have placed somewhere else versus putting it in the down payment of his home. And then another brother who didn't know anything about the VA loan process said when he left his service, they handed him paperwork and said, thank you for your service, but they never educated him on the process. So he never knew what he was entitled to, and every time he bought a home, he was discouraged from actually using the benefit.
And why do you think that happens, that they are discouraged? And what is a VA loan for people who are tuning in that are veterans or who are not, that may not know?
Well, the VA loan is part of the GI Bill, so veterans that are eligible and entitled to receive the benefit, there's several benefits that they would receive. One, there's no money down, no down payment to purchase your home. And so, for instance, if you're purchasing a $625,000 home, it normally would be a 20% benefit, or I'm sorry, a 20% down payment. There's no down payment requirement, so that would save a veteran $120,000, and it would allow them to purchase a home. Because if you think about it, when you're buying a home, what is the biggest expense you have? It's the down payment. So that, I think, is the first benefit that they're entitled to. They also have easier qualifying ratios, no mortgage insurance, and oftentimes sellers can help them with their benefits, and they can help pay off some of their closing costs. So there's just a lot of benefits that I think veterans do not know about. But I think one of the reasons why my brother, for instance, didn't utilize the benefit was because real estate agents and lenders don't know enough about it to really promote it and to really encourage veterans, or just to simply ask, are you a veteran? You can take advantage of these benefits.
And the basis of it is these veterans need to be educated, right? To be
yes.
more informed,
Yes.
to make these decisions
Absolutely.
independently. So what are you hoping for veterans that are coming out this weekend that they'll learn from this workshop? Why should they come out?
Well, I think we're going to take them through a home buyer process using the VA loan. So we'll take them step by step. Josh, who works with me from Wells Fargo, will be available to actually run the eligibility report for each of the veterans that are there. He'll also find out what they're entitled to, and then we can get them started on the pre-approval process, which is a very big step in a home buying process. So we really take them through start to finish, and we just educate them. We talk about the myths, you know, what people hear out there, and we really want them to know that we're a group of people that really just want to help them achieve the American dream and help them find a home or refinance their home. There's just a lot of options that I don't think they know about.
What are you finding through your research here in Torrance and across the South Bay when it comes to veterans and housing?
Well, as you know, there's thousands of veterans that don't have homes. They're homeless, and that's very sad. But they also don't take advantage of the benefit they have. So, for instance, if you're a veteran, you can actually purchase a 1 to 4 unit multifamily property or a 2-unit property. You can live in one and you can rent out the other, and it can really cover your debt, and it can cover the cost of home ownership. So there's a lot of investment opportunities as well. And again, it's educating what is available to them.
You shared with me some numbers about veterans and housing. Can you talk to me a little bit about that? I know you discussed it earlier as well.
Sure. There's 70 million veterans out there, and only 15% of them actually take advantage of the VA loan process. So you know that there's a lot of people out there who have invested, like my brother, $90,000 for a down payment on a house when he really didn't have to. Also, I think the numbers for why they don't use the VA loan process, there was a survey done through the VA Loan Association. 33% said they didn't know about the VA loan. 62% said the lender never discussed or asked them if they were even a veteran. And 39% said that the agent or lender discouraged them from utilizing the VA loan. So I just think there's an opportunity out there to help veterans find homes for themselves and their family.
What made you kind of switch gears from being a business owner to now doing this? I know you mentioned the story behind it, but what is your mission?
You know, my mission, after talking to my brothers, I do have to share one thing. I have a third brother who I didn't mention that used his VA loan every time he bought a home. So he bought 4 homes, and every time he used his VA loan. So he was able to purchase a condo, he was able to purchase a manufactured home, as well as 2 single-family homes. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. I just want the veterans to know we care, we want to help you. And so my passion and why I'm doing this is because I truly believe that it's something that isn't being told to our veterans, and I think they just feel it's so far out of reach, but it isn't. It's available to them, and we just want to help them find something that works for them and their family. They worked for us. They sacrificed for us.
You will be there this Saturday. If people can't come out this Saturday, they don't need to worry because it's not the last workshop. This is the first, actually. So tell me more about that, the plans for the future, how people can get in touch with you.
Well, we actually will do this every month, and we will move throughout the cities in the South Bay. So I'll be working with Josh Avila from Wells Fargo, and so we will just go to the various cities, and every month we will just educate the veterans. And some events we want to be larger. We want them to be family events where you can bring your children, and we'll have fun in the park while we work with the families. So if you want more information, you can go to our website, southbayhomeforvets.com, and you can register for this Saturday, or you can always contact me directly at 310-245-3628. I can tell you any of the upcoming days the upcoming events that we'll have. But we would love to see our veterans and their families, and we really thank you for serving our country, and we appreciate all that you've done.
And we'll share that information again very soon. But I have a question for you. What sort of, maybe people who are watching are asking, what are the qualifications? Can anyone who served our country get a VA loan, or are there specific qualifications?
you are entitled to a VA loan, and your entitlement really depends on the length of service that you served.
Okay.
But as long as you were honorably discharged, then you are eligible to take advantage of the VA loan. If you were wounded or have any like PTSD, then in some cases your fees will be waived. So there's veteran fees that would be incurred if you are getting a loan, but those fees would be waived. And in some cases the sellers can pay those fees too. So it's a really nice benefit, and it really does, it should make everyone feel good for doing it.
Anything else you'd like to add about the workshop? I know this is just the beginning, and hopefully more veterans will learn more about it and get involved.
No, we encourage the veteran and their spouse to come, because really the spouse is the one who was home, taking care of the children while their veteran spouse was, serving the country. So we really want to make it a family affair, and we really want to help an entire family work through the process. And we can help them with refinancing, we can help them find homes, condos, investment properties, and we'll have lists, we'll have everything there on Saturday, and we would just love to see all of you.
And as a real estate agent, how do you guys benefit on the other end from helping veterans in this way?
Well, I think what benefits us is, what benefits me and my company is that it helps, it just makes us feel good to help them find housing, to help them know what is available to them. We will often help with fees if that's an issue. So
Okay.
We're willing to do our part as well.
Well, Carol, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. And if you're just tuning in, you can attend the VA loan workshop and learn more about what Carol Fisher had to say. The workshop is this Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon at 3400 Torrance Boulevard. You can also go to southbayhomesforvets.com. Well, that does it for Newsbreak Live. City Council has the night off. If you ever have news or video that you'd like to share, or you missed our news show, please go to our YouTube page online. And that does it for us. We'll see you guys next time.